What is good, y'all? Welcome back to the Report. Welcome back to a brand new video. And yes, this is not usually the type of video I do for this channel, but you know, there's a couple of games left in the season. There's not really much to talk about. We just got to figure out these, these standings and the position that we're going to be in. We're either going to be the 6th or the 7th seed, probably 7. That's more likely, but possibly 6. So we'll be making preview videos for like the play-in / any playoff games or series when all the seeding is determined. So for now, we're going to take a step back, focus on the offseason, and talk about the draft, because the Miami Heat do have a draft pick this season, if a lot of people are not familiar with that. And we're going to be talking about some potential candidates and prospects of the Miami Heat's draft board that they should have on it. So right here we do have a big board made by Kevin O'Connor. This is a draft big board that he made in March, and we're going to be looking at the prospects that could land in a Miami Heat uniform. There's a lot of guys that they could trade up for or trade down for, but we're not going to be looking at any of these top guys. Like, there's no way they're getting Victor. Even like Scoot, Brandon Miller. They actually have Brandon Miller over Scoot in this mock draft, or in this big board, which is kind of surprising. I think Scoot is number 2 for me. But by the way, if you guys want to check out any of my draft videos, that is on my second channel in the description. If you guys are big in draft content, these top 10 guys are not going to be paying much attention to. If there is a player in the top 10 that I think would fall or could fall out of all these guys, I would say Taylor Hendricks, who I'm a huge fan of. He's from UCF, so a lot of you all who live in the Orlando area, I'm someone who's watched this game a lot. So if you guys are from the Orlando area, I know we have a lot of Heat fans in Orlando. So UCF, you guys probably watch a lot of UCF. Taylor Hendricks, if you guys go to UCF at least, he's a stud, man. He's one of the best 3-and-D prospects in this draft, and the Miami Heat will love a player like him with his defensive versatility, positional versatility, as it says right here. So he is a player to watch for sure. I'm trying to think about guys who kind of fit the mold of what we need. Cason Wallace is a very good, if you want to find a point guard of the future. Drew Holiday, the Anthony Melton comp, the best guard defender in this class, and his offense is also extremely underrated as well. So he is a guy who would definitely fit the mold of a Heat culture type of player. I'm looking at guys who kind of would, who I could see the Miami Heat drafting. Out of these top guys, the guy that I would like the most is Jarris Walker, but obviously he's the 5th ranked prospect. I don't think the Heat, there's no way the Heat, get him unless they trade up or something. And then Taylor Hendricks, same thing, probably lottery. Cason Wallace, probably lottery. So we got to look at some guys down below. G.G. Jackson is very intriguing because he's a forward. He can play, he can be the long-term forward, but he is a project though, because he's the youngest player in the draft. I don't know if the Heat want to draft another project, because they just drafted one in Nikola Jovic last year, who also is a forward. So I think they're going to go with someone who can help them, right now, depending on the direction that they go in. Rayan Rupert, another guy who is probably the best wing defender in this class. He's not a forward, he's more of a wing, but from New Zealand, he's extremely good defensively. Jet Howard as a scorer. We're getting down to the range of guys that I think could land with the Heat. Maxwell Lewis is probably one of the best 3-and-D players in this draft as well. Offensive game is extremely versatile. And yeah, you see these comps: Devin Vassell, Trey Murphy, prototypical standard 3-and-D players that the Heat could try to look at. Bryce Sensabaugh, shades of mini TJ Warren. He's all offense though. I don't know if the Heat are going to try to draft him. If they want someone who can help them right now, Keegan Murray's brother, Chris Murray. First of all, Kevin O'Connor bogus for this comp. Left-handed Keegan Murray, like, that's a very lazy comparison. They do play alike, but still. Intelligent players who understands his 3-and-D role. If we go, because I think we're now in the range of players that could get selected by Miami. Miami is going to have like maybe somewhere between the 18th to the 22nd pick. It's going to be in that range. But 20 is like what it was just like yesterday when I was looking at it. So low maintenance scorer, does not need touches. Knocked on 3-point shooter, does all the little things well. Very versatile on-ball defender, capable of switching screens. Like, he would be my number 1 target. If it's not like the sexiest pick as far as like, oh my god, this guy is oozing with potential. He's already 23 years old, but I think as someone who can help the team right now, if they want to win, he is one of the most NBA ready players in this class. So Chris Murray for sure. His only downside is his age to me. Apart from his age, I think he has everything else. Noah Clowney, Jordan Hawkins, Sidi Sissoko. Dariq Whitehead is someone who I think the Athletic mocked to the Miami Heat yesterday. As far as talent, Dariq Whitehead has a lot of it. He did have an injury in this season, which kind of limited his production. But before the season, he was like a top 3, top 5 prospect for sure. Again, production wasn't that great, but did shoot 42% from 3. And with the ankle injury that he had, I didn't really expect him to do much defensively this season. So yeah, does not, struggled. Yes, foot fracture, not an ankle, a foot fracture. And yeah, another guy I'm looking at, Kyle Filipowski, who's a forward. Shades of John Collins without the elite hops. I mean, what is that, bro? Kevin O'Connor. I mean, if John Collins does not have hops, I don't know what he is. I don't even know if he's in the NBA. I guess, they're saying he can stretch the floor. Kyle Filipowski is a very good shooter. And, fluid ball handler. He's a 7-footer. He's very big. He's not the best defender, though. I don't think if you switch him on the perimeter, he's going to be able to hold his own because of his size, and he's not the most athletic. So, he plays hard, but I don't know if he's, as far as someone who can be relied on, defensively. Julian Phillips, another guy. This is a Heat type of guy. Man. I'm telling y'all. Attack-minded wing. Attack-focused mindset. Athletic wing who brings grit on defense. Disruptive. He's probably one of the best defenders in this class. Very good passer, cutter, slasher, as it says right here. He's not the best shooter. It's 25% from 3. He's not the best shooter, but if you want a defense prospect in this range, it is this person right here. Julian Phillips out of Tennessee. Derek Lively, Trayce Jackson-Davis. Trayce Jackson-Davis is extremely old. He's already 23. He's a 4-year player, but he is a guy that the Heat could like. If the Heat, because I don't know if the Heat are going to go with the project route after last year. Nikola Jovic was already someone that they drafted as a project. So I think they might go with someone who's been, more of a veteran who can help them win now. And Trayce Jackson-Davis, like Chris Murray, both of these guys, Big Ten guys, are people who can really help them win now. Now, he's not the best shooter. Like it says right here, he's only making 67% of his free throws. But he's more athletic than Chris Murray. And I guess defensively, they're very similar. But the difference is TJD is more athletic and Chris Murray is the better shooter. For the fit wise, I would go with Chris Murray, and because he's like a year younger, but still, Julian Strawther, extremely good, wing player. But this is the guy I'm looking at. Sorry, not Julian Strawther. Colby Jones, 6'6" wing. He is the Josh Hart of this draft. He's the Josh Hart of this. I'm telling y'all right now, bro. Colby Jones, if you're talking about a guy who can fit the culture, versatility, he fits the mold. It says Malcolm Brogdon. I would put Josh Hart as the comparison. He's in that mode, bro. I mean, he's extremely good defensively, and offensively, he's a very good catch and shoot piece. Another 3-and-D player. James Nagy, more of a project to me. Jaime Jaquez, you guys are probably all familiar with Jaime Jaquez. Same with Leonard Miller. Leonard Miller is a guy that the Heat could also draft. He's also more of a project. Jaquez is less of a project than Leonard Miller. Both of these guys are kind of in the same tier to me. Leonard Miller is not the best shooter, but he's very athletic and he's a very good defender. Only shot 32% from 3, but Jaquez is an extremely good offensive player. He's older, and he's not, as far as percentages, wasn't the best shooter, but he plays extremely hard, and he's going to have a really good career because he does all the little things. So if they want straight scoring, Terquavion Smith down here. Khalil Ware actually, pulled his name out of the draft. And then we get down to like the unrealistic guys. I don't know if the Heat are going to select any of these guys. Shout out to my boy Terrence Shannon, though, fellow Illini. And yeah, there's 40 names here. I don't know if any of these guys down here are going to get selected, but definitely look at guys like Julian Phillips, Trayce Jackson-Davis. We're talking about forwards. Same with Kyle Filipowski, Dariq Whitehead, Sidi Sissoko. Sidi Sissoko, I don't even think I went over Sidi Sissoko. He's more of a project to me as well. He's defense first. Him and what's his name, Julian Phillips, are extremely similar prospects. But if you want an NBA ready prospect, Chris Murray for sure. If you want all offense, Bryce Sensabaugh. Maxwell Lewis is a 3-and-D prospect. Jet Howard is another very good offensive player, man. Offensively, Jet Howard is one of the best in this class. And then you go up here, Rayan Rupert for defense. G.G. Jackson as a young, he's the youngest player in this draft. And then you go to the lottery. I don't think any of these guys are realistic, but if you want to go to hit a lottery player, Cason Wallace, reading a scouting report right here. One of the best defenders, very good, knockdown shooter. And yeah, off the dribble, he's not the best player, but he does a lot of little things that can really help a team. So Cason Wallace, even, Taylor Hendricks, Grady Dick, Anthony Black. If I'm filtering by skill set, let's see what that does. I don't even know they had this, bro. They have a lot of, they have a lot of this. Let's say on-ball defense. Let's see who they got. They got Taylor Hendricks, Anthony Black. Taylor Hendricks is a very good defender. Anthony Black, Jalen Hood-Schifino. I don't think the Heat are going to get him, though. He's a bigger point guard, and I didn't like mention him because I don't know if the Heat like those kind of players. As far as like a combo, 6'6", like we already have Tyler. I don't really know his playmaking. Jalen Hood-Schifino's playmaking isn't all that to me. But he's a very good defender too. Rayan Rupert, Chris Murray. Yeah, here we go. Chris Murray, I think, is ideal, bro. I think Chris Murray's ideal. Noah Clowney, again, he's more of a big, like Naj Reid. I don't think he's an option. Sidy Cissoko, Trey Jackson Davis. I'm surprised Julian Phillips is not on this on-ball defense skill set. Andre Jackson, yep. Terrence Shannon for sure. Hey, man. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent in this class. I think I got an X out of this to go to the full, scouting report for each player. But a lot of talent. If I go to team needs, let's see what Michael Pina has. Let's see what they got the Heat for team needs. I want to go through this website as much as possible just to show y'all. This is a very good resource if you guys are interested in draft content. Pull-up threat, interior scoring, final piece. Pull-up threat, I do agree with, and interior scoring, I don't think so. I think we need more of a 3-level score. It doesn't have to be just interior. I'm surprised the defense is not here either. Let me go to pull-up threat and see. Filter by skill set. Pull-up threat. Pull-up threat. Pull-up threat. Is that on here? Okay. Keontae George. This guy right here might be the best scorer in this class if he pans out. There's no way the Heat are going to get him, but just saying. Grady Dick. Taylor Hendricks again. Taylor Hendricks is looking really good. Nick Smith. Actually, I compared to Tyler Hero. Yeah, right here. Tyler Hero. Jalen Hood-Schifino. Maxwell Lewis. Bryce Sensabaugh. Jordan Hawkins. Dariq Whitehead. Kobe Jones. Yeah, Dariq Whitehead is a very good pull-up threat. If you want to look at guys like that, he can be a 3-level scorer if he puts his injury problem behind him, because he was extremely good in college. Not in college, in high school. When he played for Mountain Verge. So pull-up threat, I would look at Maxwell Lewis probably the most. I think he's a very good pull-up threat. Who do they have down here? Takravion Smith, Marcus Sasser. These guys are kind of just spark plugs. Takravion Smith is all offense as well. He's one of the best scorers in this class. But yeah, man, I mean, these are kind of some of the players that I would, suggest the Heat to draft. Shout out to The Ringer, Kevin O'Connor, for this very, very helpful draft guide. If you guys are interested in the draft content, make sure y'all tap into my second channel. I will be posting some more videos on there related to the draft content and stuff like that. So, but this is one of the videos I wanted to do on this channel. But yeah, I'll see y'all later as always, man. Have a nice day. Peace.